I'm going to share with you how we got started using virtual fence by Nofence with our sheep and goats.
Hey, Leslie here from Cylon Rolling Acres. So this is the first video in a series that I'll be doing about how our farm is using virtual fence with our sheep and goats. Now, as you know, I have been a big proponent of using a portable electric fence, which I still am hands down a big fan of. But our farm recently decided to start using a virtual fencing system with our herd of goats and sheep this last spring. And this video series is going to take you along, showing you our journey in that process. Now, this first video is about our setup process, including getting the equipment, getting it ready, and the training process with our goats and sheep. If there's anything along the way that you have questions about or you're wondering about, feel free to ask in the comment section below. These video series really are just designed to give you a glimpse and share a little bit about our journey in this in the forms of like sharing, but also a little bit of education at the same time. So know that we are learning as well. So let's get started.
So I have our chargers here, and I'm pretty certain, I think I got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 80 collars plus, I believe, 10 extra batteries. I'll have to double check my extra batteries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 extra batteries. There's a battery removing tool I got too, so I'm going to find that, and then I will have to start taking the batteries out of the collars and charging them. And the rest of the collars are in boxes over there. I just decided not to take them out or haul them over here until I'm ready, since I have to work with 10 batteries at a time. Have all of our chargers out of the boxes now and plugged in. I'm using a power strip here, so we'll see how well this works. I may look at using different outlets down the road just because it may charge a little bit faster than drawing off all the same, but we'll see. To start with, since I have extra batteries, I'm going to start with charging those. So I just took the battery out of the case. So here it is. In my whole realm of getting things showing, I realized my camera was not running. So it's good to have, from what I've read, backup batteries. So that way, as you change them out, you're on the collars with the animals, then you have batteries you can recharge for the next time. So these are the first ones I'm charging are the backup batteries. Each collar device comes with a battery, which is right here, and I'll show you in a little while when I do my next round of charging what that looks like to take those out. So the next one I'm going to do is, or this one, so you can see that the little circle will go to here, but what you want to do is start on the back end. So take these little tabs and put them in like that, like so, and then push down. Let me see what's down here. Push that in and push down until it clicks. And of course, this one is not clicking. Let me see what's going on here. There we go. I'm not sure why. The last one went in really nice and easy. That one was a little bit tight, but that is how it goes. And then from here, you can see where it is currently charging. It's yellow. It will turn green when it is fully charged. Nofence says it should take 8 to 10 hours to charge. It is 10:15 in the morning here, so I will report back on how long it took for these to charge. I decided while I let the batteries charge, I should probably at least get the next 10 batteries ready. I could wait, and I know it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal, but knowing me, I will come out here and they'll be ready to be changed, and I haven't taken and the batteries weren't ready just because there's always something to do on the farm. I did purchase some additional chain links for goats and sheep with larger necks, so we'll see if we need those. Did order one extra kind of collar strap, and then some beacons for our barn. There's only one that they'll go into with collars. And then I can't remember if I ordered it. I may end up ordering, they were reasonable enough. I decided I may just order additional ones later, but I think I'm gonna need to get more for our pasture shelters because it's a metal building. We wanna make sure their signals aren't lost when they're in there. So I'll show how some of these work later. And then I've got my battery tools. I'm going to be working off of Nofence's guide for opening this up because, as I said, I'm a newbie. So we are going to remove the battery from the collar, and it looks like it shows, let's see here. Oh, perfect. So what you do is you just stick these right in here and it comes out. That was way easier than I thought it would be. All right, that is great. Okay, so I'm going to take this tape off because again, if I don't have it ready, I will be scrambling. There we go. I'm going to pull out 10 more boxes. All right. Just about 7 hours later, I decided to come out and check. I'm going out to check animals, and it looks like my first 10 are charged. So I'm going to change these out, get another group prepped for charging after the next 7 to 8 hour mark. So, okay, I'm back. I could not get these batteries out, so I'm just going to show how I did it. I'm hoping over time the charger will be loosen up a little bit, give me a little slack as I take these batteries out. So that one I have just pushed really hard on and it seemed to come out. Some of these really were a bear to get out. Where I push down, even use the tool. There we go. So I kind of use the combination of the battery tool and the handle, but man, they're a little bit of a bugger, but hopefully over time they'll loosen up a little bit. So we put on the first round of collars during our herd health work in the springtime with our goats. We ended up waiting with our sheep until we got them sheared, which I think was a good move because it allowed them to understand how the system works with a little bit less fleece on. For setup, I just had a box with the collars with the neck strap on them, and then also a separate box with the batteries in. Then once the goats came out of the chute, we would put them on individually and make sure that they fit correctly as well. We did have a couple that we didn't realize the battery wasn't snapped in all the way, so we had to go back and catch them and put them back on and make sure the battery got connected. But after we knew about that, we made sure we watched out for that as well. So when you put the neck strap on the collar itself, you'll want to make sure the chain is actually sticking out through the top. And then when you put it on the goat or sheep, you'll want to make sure it continues to stay up. Otherwise, it may rub their neck and cause some irritation. So the last step of setup is actually getting the beacons set up. So these are used in any building where your goats or sheep may spend time just to make sure that the collars and the virtual fencing system actually works well together. I've also found now that as I'm editing this video that if you don't have them, it can also cause your batteries to drain quite a bit faster. So we use these beacons in our main barn, and then we also have some 3-sided shelters out in our pastures. And basically what I found to work really well is I just attach them to the structure inside with zip ties. So that is it for setup for the Nofence virtual fencing system. Our next video that I will be sharing will be how we actually started training our goats and sheep to use the Nofence system. And also I'll share along the way things I've learned as we've actually implemented this into our rotational grazing system. If you have any questions about the process or the system itself, feel free to ask me questions. I'd love to share with you more on my thoughts and also even just show and tell if there's certain things that you have a special interest in.